hurt like hell for you to touch that.
There was a degree of discomfort, that's true.
And where did you hide it? I mean, the sound's pretty clear, so it wasn't in the couch cushions, was it?
Tucked under a space blanket, out of sight.
Wow. So there's no chance I would see it. Not with the state your place was in, isn't that right?
I suppose.
Would you like to set the scene for the disciplinary committee? Tell them, what your house looked like at the time of the recording.
Objection. Relevance?
Well, the circumstances of the recording are materially relevant. How can you know what the tape really means unless you know what was going on when it was recorded?
Overruled. The witness could answer the question.
I covered most of the walls with foil scrim craft insulation. I also hung a number of space blankets. Compact mylar sheets. They insulate and protect against mild electromagnetic radiation.
All right, so shiny insulation and space blankets all over the walls and the ceiling. It was like being inside of a disco ball.
Do you have a point?
Well, I'm impressed by how much work went into entrapping me. You went all out.
I didn't entrap you. I provoked an admission in adverse interest. That's not the same thing.
How did you know it would work?
What do you mean?
How did you know your provocation would work? Why'd you think a bunch of shiny plastic would make me say anything? Isn't it because you knew that it was precisely the thing that would worry me so much that I'd say anything to talk you down?
Objection.
Okay, withdrawn. Let's get back to your house. Every surface covered in tinfoil. Nothing crazy about that, huh?
As I've said, I was playing up my condition. Usually it's a perfectly normal house.
You think your house is normal? Can I call your attention to Exhibit 9? This is your house, right?
Yes.
So exposed wires. There's a camp stove. There's a lantern on top of newspapers. You call this normal?
I call them adaptations. A prophylactic measure for a physical, medical condition.
Did the doctor who granted me guardianship for you think this was a physical condition?
Objection. You can't introduce a TEG as evidence. Besides which, the panel has already ruled that Mr. McGill's mental health is not at issue.
No, the state bar opened the door to this on direct when the witness talked about his supposed play acting. Allowing me to follow up on cross is only reasonable.
We discussed a physical allergy, not a mental disability.
Potato, it comes down to this. In order to understand what I was thinking, you need to see Chuck through my eyes. You need to know if I believe that tape was evidence. And I say it was evidence of only one thing. My brother hates me. Now, he claims that he lied to me to get me to tell the truth. And I'm telling you, I lied to my brother to make him feel better. Which of us you believe depends on how we all understand the mind of Charles McGill.
We did promise the defense some leeway. You may proceed,
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
but watch yourself.
Chuck, I'd like to go back a little further, talk about when these symptoms first started. It was shortly after you were divorced, is that right?
Yes.
You think the stress of the divorce brought on the illness?
I doubt it. It was an amicable split. My ex-wife and I are still on good terms.
In fact, your ex-wife is present with us today, is she not? When was the last time you two saw each other?
Objection.
This is not family court. We're not here to relitigate the witness's divorce. I can't see what purpose this serves.
I can. I'll tell you why my brother brought my ex-wife to this hearing. 4,000 miles she came, lured by concern for me. What Jimmy's driving at is the last time I saw her, I covered up my illness. I've been suffering from it for some time, but I went to great lengths to conceal that fact from her. I'm sorry I deceived you, Rebecca. I didn't want you to think less of me. Now Jimmy has outed me in front of you. You know why? To rattle me. He knows I still have a lot of feeling for my ex-wife. He's hoping this will break me down. Split me apart at the seams like a murderer confessing on an episode of Perry Mason. I'm sorry to disappoint you, Jimmy. Have I answered your questions to your satisfaction? Do you have anything else?
Yeah, I do. Earlier, you talked about other diseases, physical conditions, you said. Okay, if you'd had, I don't know, lung cancer, would you have told Rebecca then?
If that had been the case, maybe I might have.
So how is this different?
Mr. McGill, move it along.
You don't have to answer that. I want to get down to brass tacks. I want to be very, very specific here. This illness, what does it feel like? You mentioned it's painful.
It is. There's a tightness in my chest, difficulty breathing, and pain. Burning pain. The pain spreads everywhere.
Sounds horrible. Does it hurt right now?
There's always some discomfort, yes. Electricity is everywhere in the modern world. But I very much appreciate the indulgence of the panel for their accommodation here today. I can handle this fine.
Right, so with the lights out, you don't feel them.
If the current's not flowing, no.
Oh, sorry about the exit signs. I guess they couldn't kill those for you.
Well, they're not drawing much current, and they're far away. Intensity drops off with distance, per the inverse square law.
Okay, whoa, inverse square. I'm not a physicist. Could you dumb that down a shade for me?
The farther away it is, the stronger the source needs to be to have an effect.
Got it. So if I had a small battery, say, from a watch or something, and I got it close to you, close to your skin, you'd know.
I would feel it, yes.
Can you feel more current coming from any particular direction right now? From the back wall? Or from over there? Or up through the floor? Can you tell us where the nearest source is right now?
Jimmy, do you have something in your pocket?
Yes, I do, as a matter of fact. My cell phone. From this distance, you should feel it, and you don't, do you?
Mr. McGill, you were warned to leave your electronics outside.
It's all right. It's all right. May I? Just as I thought. There's no battery in here. You removed the battery. That's a sorry little trick, isn't it?
Yeah, you got me, Chuck. Dead to rights. I removed the battery.
Objection.
Sustained. You've taken all the leeway you're getting, Mr. McGill. Wrap it up fast.
God, Jimmy. Don't you know by now this is real? I feel this. It's a physical response to stimuli. It's not a quirk. What do I have to do to prove it to you?
I don't know, Chuck. Could you reach into your breast pocket and tell me what's there?
What now?
Can you tell the court what that was?
A battery.
Mr. Chairman, please.
You recognize that man in back? His name is Huel Babineau. He's on our witness list. You bumped into him in the stairway. He'll testify he planted this fully charged battery on you over an hour and a half ago.
Hour and 43 minutes.
An hour and 43 minutes. Thank you, Mr. Babineau. And you felt nothing.
No. It's a trick. It has
Enough
to.
is enough. I submit that Mr. McGill's mental illness is a non-issue. If he were schizophrenic, it wouldn't take away from the fact that the
I
defendant...
am not crazy! I am not crazy. I know he swapped those numbers. I knew it was 1216. One after Magna Carta, as if I could ever make such a mistake. Never. I just couldn't prove it. He covered his tracks. He got that idiot at the copy shop to lie for him.
Mr. McGill, please, you don't have to go
You
in.
think this is something? You think this is bad? This chicanery? He's done worse. That's billboard. Are you telling me that a man just happens to fall like that? No, he orchestrated it. Jimmy. He defecated through a sunroof. And I saved him. And I shouldn't have. I took him into my own firm. What was I thinking? He'll never change. He'll never change. Ever since he was 9, always the same. Couldn't keep his hands out of the cash drawer. But not our Jimmy. Couldn't be precious Jimmy. Stealing them blind. And he gets to be a lawyer? What a sick joke. I should have stopped him when I had the chance. And you have to stop him. You... I apologize. I lost my train of thought. I got carried away. Do you have anything else?
No, nothing further.
You're good?
See, Nacho. Don Hector.
Hola, don Hector. Hey, Nacho.
Have a seat.
How's your dad?
Fine?
Business good?
Yeah, I think so.
Cool.
All right.
Hey, my father's gonna bring in his Corolla. His dogs tore up the back seat. Like, ate the stuffing. So, one of my guys, new kid, got spooked by a cruiser and ran. Dumped his stash in the gutter.
Let me finish. You're light.
Like I was saying, the guys.
Why didn't you make it up on your end?
I did, but I couldn't make it all up. You got my share, man. I swear.
All right. Make it up next week.
Thank you, Nacho. Don Hector.
Who works for who? Huh?
Mijo, ¿no has visto el cuero negro?
Atrás, papá. En la repisa de arriba. Al lado de la camisa roja.